What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today's gonna be something a little bit different. This is gonna be a very big ranking video right here that I'm gonna be redoing after 4 years ago, actually. I'm going to be ranking every single Mario Party game. Now, at the time of this recording, of course, Super Mario Party Jamboree is coming out in a few months, and I'm definitely 100% will play it, and this ranking could change, obviously, but technically, I usually do like to do rankings, like, closer to when games release, not, like, immediately, because a relevancy bias kind of gets me sometimes, so that's why I'm redoing this now after 4 years, honestly. Things have changed, honestly, with my opinion on these Mario Party titles. Not too much, but some of them, but, yeah, I decided to redo this after a few years. We're going to be ranking every single Mario Party game in the series. This includes the console entries and the handheld entries. The only one I'm excluding is Mario Party E. I'm sorry to the 5 fans of Mario Party E, but I have no way to play that one, and it would probably rank on the bottom. Alright, let's not waste any more time and have some fun with this Mario Party ranking. Let's start off with the worst Mario Party game ever. Here we go.
Disappointment in the game of life.
Figuring out the absolute worst Mario Party game was tough, and opinions on that tend to be different from everyone else. So, what did I decide as the absolute worst Mario Party game in the series? I know some people are going to disagree with this placement, but I don't care. My least favorite Mario Party game is Mario Party Advance. I don't know, man, okay, let's first get the positives. First off, for a Mario Party game on the GBA, I say on its own, it's not too bad. It's a single-player adventure where you're going out to get some quests and do some objectives, which could put a lot of playtime. And also the sprites of some of the characters, like Tumble and stuff, bringing some old Mario Party stuff. Honestly, it's not too bad here, honestly. But, and also some cool little mini-games you can play even they're mostly by yourself. I get they wanted to try something different, I don't mind that. But unfortunately, that's where the positives stop. Because the rest of the game is kind of just... I don't know, I just find it kind of boring to play. I don't know, I can never go more than I've played many Mario Party titles that I can go at least more than an hour. I can put more than an hour at least of playtime. But this one, I just can't. I just play it for like 20-30 minutes and then I drop it and that's it. Every time I go back to it. I just really do not like this game, honestly. No matter... Now, this seems to be, from general opinion I've heard, this seems to be you either love it or you hate it. I see people appreciate it for what it is. I see people really dislike it. I'm just one of those who doesn't like it. I think it's my least favorite in this series. Like, yeah, this wasn't... And I get it, like, it's... Some people may like it, and I get that. Some dialogue can be funny, but, like, funny dialogue can only save me, honestly, from a mediocre game, in my opinion. So, yeah. It's not super insulting like others I'm probably going to talk about, but I don't know. I just can't get into this one. It's just not for me, to be honest.
What the hell is this?
Imagine trying to make a Mario Party title where you're trying to make a celebration. Behold, Mario Party The Top 100. When this was first announced back in 2017, I was honestly very excited, honestly. Like, a Mario Party game, bringing back some old classic minigames? What can go wrong, honestly? This sounds exciting! And then the game came out and... yeah, okay. Now, objectively speaking, this would be considered my actual least favorite Mario Party game, and I would agree to most people, honestly. This game only has 100 minigames from top 100, and also top 100 in quotation marks, because, like, what the hell were they thinking with these decisions? Circling control stick minigames, Mario Party 8 got done dirty. Like, they picked minigames from the 10 mainline entries in the series, and it was not handled well. Like, some of the N64 titles had more minigames than, like, other entries. Like, I get they're popular and all, but, like, come on, give the Wii some love. Like, Mario Party 8's one of the most talked about Mario Party games in the series, really. It's like the one most probably only played and not play the others. They just have it as their favorite. No offense, we're gonna talk about Mario Party 8 in a bit. But yeah, I don't know, like, top 100, despite that, I don't know, it's just the minigame count is so strange here, honestly. It's just so weird. And what are the boards in this game? Yeah, there's only one board, by the way, and it sucks. Even Stardust did this better than this. Like, what the hell happened? And the character roster is a joke. I mean, I'm happy at least I have Rosalina, but there's no playable Donkey Kong! Oh, he's a, minigame. That's why he's not playable. But yeah, this is, and also just other minigame modes that just, you play it once, you never play it again, and yeah, there's time attack mode, I guess. That's kind of neat too. So yeah, this is not really a celebration in any capacity, and I can see why this would be considered as the worst one in the series, honestly, and I would agree, but I guess I'd rather play this because at least it has Bookstorm and some minigames I enjoy, but that's about it. It's not really saying much if I'm putting this over Advance anyway. They could really switch places.
World Tour.
Next up we have is Mario Party Island Tour, which is considered to be like the most forgotten Mario Party game in the series. Like, I've literally never heard anyone talk about it at all, honestly, and the general consensus seems to be the game is just okay, and that's it. And yeah, it's kind of just mediocre. Another mediocre Mario Party game. I mean, it definitely does have some interesting boards, I guess? No, it does not. The Bowser board is the only one I enjoy. And yeah, this is taking, like, instead of every player going in a car and traveling at the same time, everyone gets to move separately straight forward, making the boards feel a bit longer and dragging. Annoying dialogue, the game feels generic. Oh god, yeah. There's some neat minigames, I will admit. There's definitely some cool stuff. I can see what they were going for to make this game feel different, at least. But it just doesn't work, honestly. And I can see why this is definitely not a Mario Party game I play, honestly. So, yeah. Unfortunately, this one is gonna have to get... You know, I don't know, and also there's no Donkey Kong anywhere, so bad game, easily. Oh, and Rosalina is there, just on the box art on the board. That's it. Kind of disappointing. But, yeah, Island Tour is, I mean, there's some cool stuff, like the boss mode's kind of neat, but yeah, nothing special and really interesting. I guess the Chokia's voice minigame or whatever is the only good thing I can say about this game, because that game is actually kind of funny, where you can imitate characters. So, I'll give the bonus points for that. I wish I could imitate Donkey Kong's voice. They should have put Donkey Kong in this game, and I would have raised this game from a 6 out of 10 to a 7. Not really, though. This game still sucks.
Mario! How dare you disturb my family vacation?
Oh, look! It's the Mario Party game that everybody thinks is one of the worst Mario games of all time. Okay. I'm not gonna call this game... I wouldn't call this game great, or even... I would argue or not to even call it good. But, like, I don't know, worst one in the series? Are you hearing yourself right now? Like, okay, I'm not gonna admit that this is basically Mario Party 9, which we'll talk about later. Just more worse, kind of. I mean, I'm not even saying this because DK is playable now, by the way. This was his first time he finally got playable in the Mario Party series after 4, technically 5 if we count side mode, but yeah. And also Rosalina's first debut playable in the series, so yeah, that's enough for me to... One of the few reasons I don't mind playing this over 9, but that's not what the list is showing. But also, like, it's still fun and stuff. Also, Bowser Party is unbalanced, yeah, I'll admit, but I wouldn't mind playing it with, like, some friends. I remember playing this with some friends and cousins back then, and it was such a hectic moment, honestly. But yeah, minigames are fun, and I do like some of the music here, honestly, and, the Amiibo Party is alright. I get they were going to bring back the classic Mario Party, but they're all just squares with some unique boards, I guess. But, I'll admit, there's some neat ones like the Rosalina board basing off Galaxy, so I guess I can kinda understand. But, yeah, just another Mario Party game, just something in 2015 to get a Mario Party game on the Wii U. And, yeah, I will admit that this is kind of my guilty pleasure of this series, in my opinion. Like, I know it has problems and I wouldn't call it great, but this is generally a Mario Party game I'd probably play, honestly, and I wouldn't mind going back to, honestly, unironically. Of course, the other entries are better, that I'm going to talk about later, but I don't know, I never really hated Mario Party 10 that much, so that's just me, I guess. So there you go, Mario Party 10 is not the worst one in the series. That's just an objective fact. No matter how mid you call... No matter if you call this game mid, it's not the worst one in the series. I don't care what you say. I'm right, you're wrong. Mario Party 9. This was a game I had as a kid, and I remember seeing, like, these old, like, trailers on it, and it gives me a bit of nostalgia seeing it. So why is this game ranked so low? Well, I will admit that I actually do like this game somewhat. So there is fun to be had here, and I don't think this is a bad game by any means. And I don't mind people placing it a little higher than probably I did, honestly. I just think other entries I like more, that's all. I don't really think it's a bad game. Even with the card gimmick, I'm not a fan of some of the boards, like the blue board or the Bob-omb board you're seeing right now. But I won't lie, I can definitely appreciate, you know, Mario Party for trying something different. Just depends how they handle it, honestly, because it's not, I don't know, getting mini stars, moving at the same time, this is definitely more luck. Like, Mario Party is always known for luck, but at least you have an idea of a strategy. But this game, you kind of don't. So that's kind of why I don't blame anyone for ranking this game lower than I did. And I definitely wouldn't, honestly. I'd probably play this over the others, honestly. And this is honestly debatable between this and 10 because, well, I mean, I'd rather play Donkey Kong than literally anyone else, aside from maybe Wario, I guess. But, you know, I don't know. Mario Party 9 is fun. That's all that matters. Some solid minigames, and the bosses can be fun. So there is definitely fun to be had here in Mario Party 9, even if it's not the best. So yeah, I don't really mind this one.
Wow, they have it square.
I've seen some pretty split opinions on Super Mario Party. I've seen people either really appreciate the game for what it is, bringing back the classic Mario Party format, or I've seen people despise this game because it's just, people think it's bad and all that. And I'm over here like, yeah, it's alright. It's not bad by any means. I honestly don't mind. I know I ranked this over 9 and I just said, okay, it's fun. I mean, I had fun in this game and sometimes I go back to it and I don't mind playing it. The only valid excuse is I can totally understand you don't want to use a Joy-Con to play this game. And that's one of the major problems with this game. Using the Joy-Cons, I get they wanted to focus on motion controls and all, but yeah, I definitely would have recommended at least a Pro Controller to play Mario Party. Also, just the way the boards are not great. I mean, at least the main ones. The ones in, like, Partner Party are actually really fun, in my opinion. And the rhythm mode is honestly really fun. The item system is kind of unbalanced, honestly, so there is a bit of, I feel like this was definitely to bring back anything they could. Also bring back classic Mario Party. Definitely feels like a Star Rush kind of game more than the classic one, if I'm gonna be real. And I don't really blame them, honestly, so yeah. But I don't really mind the ally system. I'll admit it is unbalanced, really. But personally, I like having my favorite characters on my team rather than just dice blocks, you know? That's just me, I guess. My bias with some of these characters, but yeah, I don't know. Super Mario Party isn't, I don't know, I don't really think it's bad. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but I don't really mind playing it, to be honest. That's just me. But I can totally see why people would place this game a lot lower than I did. But I'd rather play this over any of the ones in the Wii U / 3DS era, aside from, like, one we're about to talk about. So, yeah. The character roster is huge. Definitely before, you know, Super Mario Party Jamboree possibly being the best roster in the series. So, yeah. I can't wait to see what we have cooking up for Super Mario Party Jamboree. Seems like it's going to take some massive improvements, honestly. So, yeah. Despite the game itself, I honestly don't mind, and I don't think it's straight up bad like people say it is. Finally, a good Mario Party game in the 3DS Wii U era. I don't care if this game has less minigames and all that. This game is fun. I don't care. I'm always going to be one of the defenders of Mario Party Star Rush. And when I got this game, it was generally surprisingly really fun. Mario Party's always had a hit or miss cycle, but this game was an exception in my opinion. I wouldn't say it's amazing, honestly, like older entries, but I definitely do think this was more tolerable than any of the previous. Definitely more tolerable than any of those most of the Mario Party, any of them really in the Wii U 3DS era. And possibly Super Mario Party, honestly. So yeah, I just generally have a fun time with it. Going around different boards, collecting coins, and, you know, having some neat little modes. The Cathalon, or whatever, the Coinathlon, I got the Cathalon confused with the older entries. Coinathlon is very fun and addicting. The balloon mode is honestly pretty fun. And the rest of the modes kind of just exist, or just kind of cool. You play once and you don't play them again. I do think Toad Scramble being the main mode is kind of interesting, to say the least, because you're mostly playing as Toads. You don't really touch, unless you have an amiibo of your favorite character. you really can't play as your favorite unless you get them as allies. You're lucky enough to get them as allies. This is technically when they introduced the ally system, and some neat bosses though. The music isn't super memorable, the soundtrack at least isn't that memorable, but despite that, I do think Mario Party Star Rush is a very fun game, honestly, and I wouldn't mind going back to it every now and then, honestly. It's generally pretty solid, honestly, so yeah. Alright, let's keep on going.
The one that started the whole thing!
I generally had a tough time deciding where to rank this game, or how I feel about it, really, because on one hand, this game hasn't aged very well. Most of the boards are ass. The only boards I really play on are Mario's Rainbow Castle and DK's Jungle Adventure, and sometimes Luigi's Engine Room. But yeah, most of the boards aren't that good. I will admit the concept of Wario's Battlecan is great, honestly, the concept, but execution just isn't that great. Peach's Cake, I just find a bit overhyped, honestly, and Yoshi's Tropical Island, whatever, it's just kind of there. And the Bowser boards, whatever, and Eternal Stars, fine, I guess. So yeah, that's the boards. But the minigames itself are pretty solid for the first attempt, honestly. And the intro cutscene and soundtrack, like, they're so memorable. I can remember them really well, honestly. And, overall, Mario Party 1, despite this game generally tries to be mean to you. Like, Mario Party is always known for being mean, but this one is on another level. If you lose sometimes, you're gonna lose money. No other Mario Party game, minus Bowser games and stuff like that, do this often. So it's generally surprising that they do this, honestly, for the first attempt. Just try to be mean to you no matter what. And yeah, that's just the one thing I kind of don't mind about it in Mario Party 1. Just chaos like that. And honestly, yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it. So yeah, Mario Party 1 is definitely ranked lower because the other entries are better in my opinion. This is definitely not one of my favorites. But every once in a while I'll go back to it just for the chaos. And watching YouTubers just suffer, not saying which ones, it's just hilarious, honestly. So regardless, Mario Party 1, still a solid entry in the series that kickstarted a whole franchise. Mario Party 5. It's definitely one of the Mario Party games ever made. That's all I can say. I don't really think it's bad, but like, I generally don't know where to, like, what do I say much about it. There's definitely some cool ideas they've thrown into, for better or worse. And the boards are definitely pretty solid. I'll be real, Pirate Dream and, like, you know, based on Dreams. Also, this is the inclusion of the Star Spirits from Paper Mario 64, so hey, some RPG representation in Mario Party is always nice. Sucks this is really the only time Nintendo does this, representing RPG stuff in their spin-off titles. A few exceptions maybe here and there, but still. You know, the orb system is interesting. You can't really buy the orb you want, you just get one at random. Donkey Kong is no longer playable, that's a disappointment, and minigames kind of range from cool to just straight up button mashers, straight up dual games being luck-based. Yeah, Mario Party 5 is weird. Like, I do think it's fun, you can have some fun in it, but there's just something that's pushing it back on, like, other entries in the series, honestly. And this is easily can tell, because of all the GameCube Mario Party games, this is definitely my least favorite, honestly, so. But, again, it's not terrible, it's not bad, there's just something feels off about it compared to other entries. Like, it feels like the number 5 is supposed to be something special and grand, but when realistically it's like the most Mario Party game, I don't know, the Mario Party game. I generally don't, it's like the most middle-of-the-road Mario Party title for me, honestly, so, yeah. But, again, it's still fun, I just prefer others, that's all.
Blah, 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 blah.
Mario Party 7. This is another Mario Party game I kind of don't know where to rank, because, realistically speaking, they didn't really add many new stuff to it, aside from a mode called Deluxe Cruise, where it's basically 8 players play, which is the gimmick, honestly. Not 8 controllers, one person controls like an L, and like one controls like the regular stick, the other player controls like the C stick. So that's kind of the only thing they really added, and it's not really bad, but you never see anyone play it much or even talk about it. 8-player Mario Party title. Honestly, they should really do that, honestly. Maybe the new Mario Party game will change that. But, yeah, overall, though, it's still fun. There's just not much added, which I guess technically doesn't really need much added, because it's just a fun Mario Party game on the GameCube. definitely ranked a little middle of the road. I definitely just prefer other titles. It's just something that feels off about this one compared to other games in this series that I just think I just kind of prefer more, honestly. But Mario Party 7 isn't too bad. There's some neat boards and you know, neat boards and mini games and some side modes and stuff. So yeah, that's again probably a title to have near the end of the GameCube's lifespan, which is fitting. So yeah, overall, Mario Party 7 is fun. That's all I can really say.
You are a child's plaything!
Okay, here's where people are about to disagree with my list right now. I know it right here. Oh god. Alright, Mario Party DS. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of nostalgia. This was basically the Mario Party game I had the most experience with as a kid. I remember playing this as a kid, and man, it was such a fun time. And also just getting scared of the Piranha Plant boss, because like, I didn't know what the fuck to do on that boss. But overall, Mario Party DS was a nostalgic trip for me, honestly. And going back to it now, I still think it's a fun game. Why is it ranked lower, not like a top 5 or anything? Well, that's more to the fact of how it's I will say handhelds. This is easily the best handheld Mario Party game, like, no doubt, easily it's the best one. But when we're comparing to, like, other entries, I think I just prefer playing others, really. And maybe it's just I'm not much of a handheld. Weird to say, do I not play my DS nowadays? I mean, I still play it, and my 3DS, of course. I'll still play them, but I think I just play the console stuff a lot, and I'm like, maybe I just turn away from DS sometimes. I don't think it's straight up bad by any means, by the way. Mario Party DS is still nostalgic. And also the roster is kind of basic. I will admit it is a DS game, so I can at least excuse it for that, but that's kind of the reason why I don't want to rank it super high, because like, there's definitely some fun boards too, like Toadette's Music Room, my favorite one. DK Stone Statue isn't too bad. The Wiggler board isn't bad. Canvas Library sucks. Bowser's Pinball is also kind of crazy too. So yeah, there's definitely some good boards and mini games, and also a solid enough short single player mode. But again, I think I just prefer others. I just kind of feel like, I don't know, that's just kind of my only nitpick of, like, you know, wanting more from this. But again, it's more of nitpicking. Mario Party DS is still fun. I just kind of prefer others, that's all.
Back again and about time to
Mario Party the Top 100, but it's actually good. Say hello to Mario Party Superstars. This is definitely a game that I could play with a friend and not get bored easily. That's pretty much why I love Mario Party Superstars, honestly. Now, I am ranking it higher than, like, probably other older entries. I feel like most people would disagree with this, because, like, the only thing going against this game is definitely more boards. It definitely needed something, but I don't think I view it as, like, a Mario sports game where, like, it lacked content and needed more. This is a game I'll play sometimes with my friends, one of my friends, actually, and never get bored of it because it's just so fun and chaotic, honestly. It may be, the Lucky Space may be the only nitpick I have, really, but otherwise, it's still classic Mario Party that we know and love, honestly, and I honestly appreciate that. Also, playable Donkey Kong and playable Rosalina are here, so that alone why I don't think this game is bad, and why I think this is a very fun entry in the Mario Party series, honestly. This is generally just top 100, but better, honestly. Also, Dungeon Duos is here, so yeah, the only thing I have, why did you pick Peach's Birthday Cake and Yoshi's Tropical Island? Literal boards I'm not a fan of over freaking Mario's Rainbow Castle. At least we're getting that in Super Mario Party Jamboree. And also, you could have picked DK's Jungle Adventure. I don't care if it's a basic one. It's generally better than both of those ones. So yeah. Overall, though, Mario Party Superstars is still a fun game. And even with the lack of boards I wish we got, it's still fun. I'll go back to this many times I feel like it.
Super Silly Fatland! Can we go, please?
Oh look, the Mario Party game people grew up with and only played and considered it their favorite in the series. Because those people do exist. Whatever. But yeah, Mario Party 8. I used to be one of those. I grew up with this game for sure. I didn't play much of it. I kind of just went off and just played Mario Kart Wii and Mario Sports Mix instead of this game. Because I really just originally didn't like it at first. I don't know why. But looking back now, replaying it for this video, yeah, the fans were right. Mario Party 8 is great. But I wouldn't call this, I know I put this in top 5 easily, thankfully, so yeah. But I definitely do not consider this like a king of the Mario spin-offs or something like that. I don't consider it that. I don't put it as a high regard that much, but man, I can see why people do, honestly. So yeah. The minigames are I will admit some minigames are a bit, I don't know, motion control, again, this was a game that was originally going to come out on the GameCube, but it got moved to the Wii, and that's why motion controls kind of exist. Now, again, I don't hate motion controls really. I do think they can work, but I don't know. There's just something off about these ones compared to like 9, which I think are handled, I think are handled better in my opinion. I don't know. I never liked some of them. Just feel way too samey and kind of boring, honestly. The most like, despite those ones, I still like, you know, some of the other mini games, and the boards are really fun. Koopa's Tycoon Town being one of the best in the entire series. DK's board is also good, and Shy Guy and Goombas are fine. King Boo's is kind of funny. Bowser kind of sucks. Yeah, I'm actually starting to realize a trend how people feel about this game, because I literally only hear people talk about Koopa's Tycoon Town and sometimes Shy Guy and Goomba's board and nothing else. And that kind of shows. The board design is very hit or miss in my opinion. So yeah, that's kind of why I don't think 8 is the best one in the series, or like the god of Mario spin-offs, or whatever people say about this game. Regardless though, despite the negatives I said right there, Mario Party 8 is still a fantastic game, and also a really good roster, even if DK is still not playable. That's definitely one of the better rosters in the series, honestly, so yeah. Mario Party 8 is fun. Don't let internet affect you. If these negatives affect your enjoyment of what you consider the best one in the series, I think you need to go outside and touch some grass. Yes, I said that on the YouTube video, unironically. Mario Party 3. Man, I love this game so much. What people consider as the best N64 Mario Party game, and we'll get to that in a bit, but yeah, I don't blame them, honestly. This game adds a lot to it, honestly. You know, more items you can hold, and, you know, 2 extra playable characters being Waluigi the GOAT. I've been a huge fan of Waluigi, so yeah, I'm glad to see him appearing in the Mario Party series. Oh, and Daisy too, I guess. Sure. But, despite that, there's also some neat other spaces and stuff. Now, this doesn't, besides those, there's actually some other stuff, like the board design are really cool and stuff, and, you know, having different gimmicks to them. And also Tumble in the single-player mode. There's definitely a lot they add to Mario Party 3, which may not sound like too much craziness, but it still does anyway, and it's always a great time playing this game with your friends. There's just something magical and memorable about this game, honestly, compared to other Mario Party entries, honestly. Why it's easily one of my all-time favorites to go back to, honestly. So, yeah. Don't blame anyone. This is definitely one of the best Mario Party games in the series. Even for just being an N64 title, it still holds up super well to this day.
Day and night.
At first, I wasn't sure to agree with them, but they're right again. Mario Party 6 is easily one of the best entries in the series, no doubt. This added a whole gimmick that changed up things that I'm shocked Nintendo has yet to bring back, honestly. The whole day and night cycle with, you know, having different gimmicks occur depending on the board you're playing on. Like, it's just honestly really fun. And also, this could just affect the different types of mini games you can see, honestly, with the day and night cycle. And that also is honestly really cool. And this is why I can see why Mario Party 6 is so beloved by many people and regarded as the best GameCube Mario Party title. And also, the roster is the same, aside from, you know, playable Toadette, which I'm glad she made her appearance. I've been starting to appreciate Toadette a lot more lately, so that's nice. Overall, though, yeah, Fair Square is a fun board. Minigames are fantastic. You know, no playable DK, honestly, but to be honest, it makes up for probably the best way to handle Donkey Kong and Bowser being like gimmicks on the different boards. I'm sorry, yes, over Mario Party 5. I know DK did the punch in Mario Party 5, but realistically speaking, DK spaces and Bow spaces are better. Well, like again, in terms of them battling out and stuff, Mario Party 6 is the best way to handle it, in my opinion, so yeah. And then it fell off after that. But yeah, Mario Party 6 is fantastic, and I don't blame anyone for thinking it's the best GameCube Mario Party game. But here comes my spicy take.
How do we get to the ride?
This is the ride!
Alright, I know that people are going to disagree right now, and people are also going to be like, you only put this up high because DK is playable, and he's not playable in others. Well, that's one of the reasons. I like playing Donkey Kong, okay? But also just, the game itself is just my little comfort game, honestly. I don't know why this Mario Party game specifically impresses me more than like 99% of the other series. I just love going back to it. Like, the board design is not the greatest, honestly, considering it's an early GameCube game, honestly, but I think it makes up for the fact of great music And also just charming, just such a charming game in general. And also the minigames are fantastic here, honestly. Like, so many fantastic minigames I could list, especially Dungeon Duels being one of the best in the series. Completely cancels out the criticisms I have with Mario Party 4, even if I agree with them, honestly. So yeah, honestly, Mario Party 4 is by far my favorite GameCube Mario Party game. And the Mario Party game, I probably played the most of, pretty much most of them, honestly. But there's still one Mario Party game left to talk about. Yep, Mario Party 2. It may not be the... I know some people may either agree and maybe understand why it's #1 on the list, and some might just be confused because I think I only like it for costumes. Well, costumes is one of the reasons I like it, but there's just other... It's just so charming, and this is also the Mario Party game I started, like, you know, being sort of a weird thing to say, but a career of some kind. It's just this Mario Party game specifically, I just have a weird attachment to, like any other game in the series. Western Land, the boards are great. Mystery Land is the only dud really I don't like, but there's just so much fun to be had here. The music is so cheery, there's so much charm to it. Honestly, I'd pay this game pretty much over any other game in the series. Just that Mario Party game I just play the most of any, really. Well, most of them at least. I play other games a lot more as well, but it's just this one specifically, like, I just have a close attachment to, regardless how badly... It definitely has aged in some capacity in some minigames, especially like Sneak and Snore being a stinker. Some minigames I'm not a fan of. Some of them even being repeats from Mario Party 1, but I don't care. Mario Party 2 is just that fun for me, honestly. So, yeah. If you guys want to know my favorite Mario Party game, to be honest, they can switch between this, 4, or 6, or 3 possibly. But if I had to choose a #1 placement, it would have to be this one. Alright, and that's every Mario Party game ranked. Will this change the Super Mario Party Jamboree? Will it be one of the top tier Mario Party titles? We'll have to find out in a few months. Thanks for watching, everybody. What do you guys think? What's your favorite Mario Party title? Let me know in the comments below. Later, folks.